As millions of international visitors descend on Boston for the FIFA World Cup, public health experts are keeping a close eye on the spread of infectious diseases.
And many epidemiologists, they say that measles may pose a big threat because of how easily it spreads and recent outbreaks here in the United States. So joining us to talk about this, Dr. Chaz Hannum, which is a pediatrician at Tufts Medical Center. It's great to see you, Dr. Hannum. So let me ask you at the top. I was going to ask you, how concerned? Are you concerned about the current situation?
Yeah, I think I'm concerned, probably at a similar level with any large event where a lot of people are coming together. Just increases the risk that somebody may be sick who doesn't really know it yet or is just having those early symptoms. And so with people coming from across the globe and even across the country to lots of major metropolitan places like Boston, it does get me a little bit more worried that the risk is higher for everybody.
So, Doctor, thanks for joining us. Some infectious disease experts say that measles is a bigger concern than illnesses like Ebola or hantavirus. Why is measles getting so much attention right now?
Yeah, I think there's probably a couple reasons for that. Measles has always been one of the most, or if not the most, infectious disease that exists out there. You can be in a room with somebody who had been there who has measles even 2 hours later and still be at risk of contracting the virus. Oh, wow. So compared to things like Ebola or hantavirus, it's just a lot more infectious. And then also how it's spread is a little bit different. You know, coughing, sneezing, and having things in the air, that's often how measles is going to be spread versus other ones are more direct contact.
And Doctor, as we said at the very beginning of the conversation, it's a little different here this summer right now. Parents and families, for those who are planning to attend the FIFA events here in Massachusetts, not just the games, but there's the FIFA Fan Fest and any FIFA-involved activity with a lot of people. What steps should they take to protect themselves?
Yeah, I think the biggest risk is making sure you're washing your hands before you're eating food, having hand sanitizer around. Thankfully, it's going to be, somewhat warm for a lot of this summertime and with the World Cup. So people will hopefully be outside where that risk can be a little bit lower. So I think, people and families should try to be at events that are outside, not be near people who are coughing, and especially if they are feeling sick or not feeling well, just stay home. It's not going to be worth trying to get other people sick just to have some fun.
Are masks part of the conversation, or would you say?
Good question. I think masks are always helpful for decreasing the spread of some infectious diseases that are transmitted, through the air. So I think wearing masks may not really probably be all that helpful, especially given the risks. And immunity really is one of the biggest ways that we can prevent things like measles. So anything matters, but it's hard to say that, wearing masks, if you're not feeling sick, may really be as protective as it could be for other illnesses, especially when people may be outside.
Great information, Dr. Hannum. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Doctor. Great to see you.
Have a good day.